Well, quarantine has reared its ugly head, and I am forced to sit in here and just rewatch shows and think about shows way too much because what else is there to do? And I've decided to start making videos, and I'm going to start with this. I was thinking about my favorite episodes of The Flash this season, and I wanted to get this out before So Long and Good Night comes on tonight, just to discuss how I feel the season's been going so far. Hope you enjoy. Number 5, Grodd Friended Me. The Flash has a lot of episodes that are about someone going to someone's mind to save someone from the thing that's happening to their body or whatever. And this season has a lot more than other seasons. But out of all of them, I think this is the most fun. I like the idea of Grodd and the Flash working together because it's always interesting when the hero and villain works together. The fact that Grodd remembers the crisis changes. I like the fact that Barry is being really proactive. In this episode, he actually doesn't take everything Grodd says at face value and actually does some investigation himself, and I really appreciate it. Number 4, The Exorcism of Nash Wells. Originally, I was actually very apprehensive about this episode. Mostly, it was just me trying to wrap my head around how the stuff with the Reverse Flash was even happening. But besides that, I actually like this episode because it does a really good job of helping develop Nash. I really liked how they use the entering the person's mind thing, which is a recurring thing that they keep on doing in this season in The Flash in general. We get to see flashbacks of Nash pre-crisis exploring things with his dog. Every time they bring in a new version of Harrison Wells, it seems to be very cartoonish and corny, and it's because they want Tom Cavanaugh to show off his comedy, I guess, skills, but it doesn't always fit in the show. Nash is him kind of reeling it in and trying to do something more subtle, closer to what he was doing with Harry or Eobard Thawne season 1. Number 3, Marathon. Episodes that come directly after a crossover typically all make the same mistake of not referencing the events of the crossover. But in this one, because Crisis on Infinite Earths is Crisis on Infinite Earths, it's almost impossible to not reference Oliver Queen's death in the merging of the universes because it affects literally everything in these shows now. Diggle being there as a guide in the same way that he was a guide to Oliver really does help highlight the similarities between the two characters. This episode also has a pretty good cliffhanger that got me really excited for the rest of the season, so good on you, Marathon. Number 2, A Flash of the Lightning. This episode really resonated with me because typically when we have superhero shows, the idea of death always comes up, but it's normally about a character killing another character, but this is different. It's about a character who has to come to terms with their own sacrifice that they've made or will make in the future. Still like the fight between Barry and Ultraviolet. The speech that Joe gives Barry will always stick with me because I've talked to service members, people in the military about their experience, and they basically feel the same way. It's very similar to how cops feel, and I just love the idea of our badges, our emblems, they are representations about how we have to keep on fighting, and if we need to sacrifice ourselves, we'll do it. I like seeing Jay Garrick back. Jay Garrick is always fun to see. I love John Wesley Shipp, and just, I like the fact that a superhero got an ending. Jay Garrick didn't die. He just retired and started a life with his family. Number 1, Last Temptation of Barry Allen Part 2. Not only do I think it's a really good mid-season finale, I think it's a very good conclusion to the entire Bloodwork plotline. We get to see the team do exactly what they're being trained to do for these last couple episodes, which is survive without Barry. And that ending scene where all of the members of Team Flash are sitting there waiting for a crisis to happen is probably one of the best scenes of this season, because it's just so true and honest to those characters and exactly what the show's about, which is just the family. And it's awkward and it's uncomfortable because it should be. And I like that the episode highlights that. So, yeah. Last Temptation of Barry Allen Part 2 is my favorite episode of the season of Flash. Or at least so far. Well, that was my video, guys. I'll probably keep making these. It was kind of easy to make. Didn't really take me that long. And tonight is actually the night where Flash comes back after this long hiatus. So hopefully I get some more info. I'll start talking about other stuff too. Won't just be Flash videos. But yeah, I'm going to keep making these because I'm slowly losing my brain cells. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.